Hello, everybody. And this is Punk for the Homeless review of the year. We know it's not December. We know it's not December, but basically it's been just over a year online. And as you know, we're hoping to get back to some kind of whatever normality was and go back to having live gigs and bands. And I'm not going to hug Boris, whatever he says. He can fuck off.
No relative of mine.
No.
Not even the same fucking species.
So I'm Rachel Joy. Next to me is
Eagle Spitz, obviously.
Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Alan.
He's Alan. Hi, I'm Alex.
I'm Alan. Hello. Hello, everybody.
You haven't always been. You haven't always been Alan, now, have you? You was a PM last year, beginning of last year.
I've been many things this year. I'm not Alan stayed pretty constant though, hasn't he?
Yeah, Alex has.
All I can say is in this household, I came home from work aware that there was going to be a national lockdown. And I came in and said there was going to be a national lockdown and was very concerned that Eagle was going to blow a gasket. Because the thing is, if there is a worldwide lockdown, the people we should think of most are the people that we support, the people who have no access to water, who can't wash their hands with all that jelly stuff, who can't buy masks and stuff. So basically, Eagle's heart was breaking and I didn't think we'd really get through lockdown. So I just said, oh, do something online and just don't let it take over our lives. So the next 55 days were mental. So for 55 days solid, basically Eagle was plugged into the laptop. And so was Alex and so was Alan for large portions of the time. And basically, collectively, they lost the plot that they'd never had anyway. They kind of found a different subplot and then went with that and then got confused. My son and I were stood in the kitchen wetting ourselves laughing because what we could see in the morning is Eagle in his pajamas on the city with a policeman's plastic helmet on his head, talking to a laptop.
PC martial law, aka donuts. Fucking obvious that one, isn't it?
And he'd suddenly forget mid-conversation that he was PC martial law and start talking anti-police like his normal self. But he's got a plastic police helmet on. All I can say is, you watch out Eagle's funeral. Oh, plastic police helmets are us. So we had 55 days straight of bands contacting us, of people trying to video themselves and failing, and Alex coming to the rescue and sometimes not being able to because they've done their settings wrong. And we had all this like massive learning curve because I personally am a technophobe and I remember a time when we had none of these gadgets and I can cope very well with a needle and a thread and a pen and a bit of paper. So I struggle massively with it. So really hats go off to Alex because technically Alex is the one who's guided us through all of this.
We'd have been totally lost right at the beginning.
I think I got a phone call from Eagle on a Tuesday and said, do you know anything about live streaming? And thankfully I did, because we'd done a live stream of one of the Rights I Had gigs a few weeks before lockdown. So I kind of knew which buttons to press. It is just buttons to press, so there's nothing too technical about it. But yeah, there's a steep learning curve. And when a lot of the artists are playing sideways or
from the ceiling,
upside down.
Eagle's desperately calling them while we're sending dozens of messages going like, mate, where are you? Where are you? Oh, sorry, I thought I was live. We just played a whole gig.
Unless your name's Keith Hampton, you say, where are you? Where are you? Where? Oh, sorry, mate, I fell asleep.
Yeah.
not Keith Hampton, Keith Hobson. Sorry, Keith Hampton.
Strange pair to mix up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and in that 55 days, like, mountains were built, really. The amount of money that came in was phenomenal. We couldn't really believe it. And then last year, amazingly, in the year 2020, Punk for the Homeless doubled its takings for a year, which, considering it was a lockdown, says a lot for you guys and your support of us and your generosity.
Yeah.
So basically, it's not about us, it's about you. And I have been blown away continually and continue to be so by the talent of the people that are out there, you know, and the determination to come back again and again and do what they do to make a difference. So, and to do that through all the trauma of Paul being missing and then Paul's passing.
Yeah.
And the fact that Rashid over in Sierra Leone developed a very serious illness, and you guys rose to the front.
And then we lost Bruce Wright as well.
And we lost Bruce Wright, who introduced us to girls at the
Absolutely.
Hope Orphanage. So we've had a bit of a year, and a bit like you guys, really. I don't think any of us have been unaffected by COVID. And I think that will carry on. So certainly for us, a shout out to Emma, who's suffering from long COVID, who still has periods of illness and also is grieving and all that other stuff. And all that on top of coming out of a lockdown. Because I don't know about you, coming out of a lockdown is bad enough. Add stuff on the top and...
Well, I'm stressed to fuck as we're coming out of lockdown, to be honest. You know, it's weird.
You're very hesitant about planning anything or thinking too far ahead, because like everybody else, we've had the ball battered to us, been told, oh yeah, you can have a week off at Christmas. Oh no, you can have Christmas Day.
Yeah, Alex was going to come over, wasn't he?
Yeah, I was going to come and visit you all, actually. Yeah.
And then no, you can only have Christmas Day, and people met up on Christmas Day who subsequently died in their hundreds.
Yeah.
And then we were back to square one and back to lockdown. But things feel different as well because the sun is shining. So I think for me that makes
and you can't move on from talking about Christmas without talking about Christmas speech, really, which was fantastic.
Oh yeah, suck my corgi's dick.
How did you know the Queen was going to use that line on the day? Was it telepathy?
I just guessed.
And the COVID's escaping a tower or something.
Yeah.
And around Christmas we had the girls.
Oh yeah.
A couple of plays, didn't they? Cry of an Orphan, which was fucking gut wrenching, but it was brilliant.
It says it how it is, doesn't it? And how people treat children.
They did nativity, and I had that song go around in my head for ages. Mary and Joseph walking around, Mary and Joseph walking around. Can't remember anymore.
It was great. We loved it. And the girls, really, to see them develop and change and go from muttering under their breath. I know they've sorted out some of the sound now, but the confidence in some of their deliveries and the dancing, they just amaze me continually. And then to watch them doing their harvest, what is it they cook? The cassava.
Yeah.
And they showed us how they cooked it. And it's remarkable to see such fortitude in small children and to see the bigger children looking after the younger ones. It's kind of how it should be and how it's meant to be. And to be able to put a smile on people's faces, because we've moved so far forward, haven't we, with the girls?
Yeah, it's been wonderful. And I think one of the things which has happened as well was that there's been a real sense of community within all the stuff that's happened during lockdown with us as well. It's like
got new friends.
I feel fairly close to a lot of people I've not met.
Yeah. Well, do you remember at the start of when we started doing the Punk for the Homeless virtual online fest? I remember the first few weeks, even, you know, people were just sending us messages or dropping in the comments. They're like, thank you so much for doing this. Like, it's really taken my mind off all of the things that are going on. It's really helping me. And, you know, like, I'm not rich, but, you know, I'm happy to chuck a few pennies in the pot just, you know, because what you're doing is so positive. So it wasn't just about the donations and the street kids, but it was also helping people. And that community is stuck together even tighter as we've been going along. So, you know, we said a couple of weeks ago that we were going to take a bit of a break because 14 months of doing regular gigs, it's quite a bit. Like we need a breather. And you know, we put a message.
And Eagle's
out.
93. Ready.
Quite.
I'm fucking retired.
We've all put on a few decades since this started.
Oh yeah.
But you know, we put a word out to the girls and performers that have played for Girls Are Allowed, and they said, "No, you're not. We'll take over."
Yeah.
You know,
Brilliant.
fine.
Yeah,
Do you mind?
Girls are loud.
Of course, we don't mind. Like, I mean, it's a family, and
Yeah.
like, well, the same thing happened. What was this? 11 years ago. Then I came and played in Boston for Eagle at the second Punk for the Homeless that was there, and then a few months later, a friend of mine, Dan Impossible, was like, fancy sticking on a Punk for the Homeless in London? And we're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not?
Sent Eagle a MySpace message. It was back in those days. And he's like, yeah, of course. You know, if you want to give money to something that I'm passionate about and to help out street kids in Compass, then I'm not going to say no. And you know, that's when I became part of the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't forget, when it first started, Eagle was partially sighted already. Lived in a one-bedroom flat where a lot of the bands would go and crash. What's the most people you had to stay in a one-bedroom flat?
I think we got 14 one night.
So
at least when Oyster Men, Alex's old band, and Scurvy stayed, when they both stayed, they camped in the garden.
Yeah.
I've got a decent lawn.
Didn't do the dishes though.
That was it. I was going away the day after I met Oyster Men. I was on the way to Indonesia for 2 weeks. But I did some cooking for supper as Oyster Men and Peter 118 stayed over.
Yeah.
I said, I got to leave in the morning. I mean, we'd had a few beers. Obviously, Peter 118 had been drinking his
lemonade,
font water.
You're horrible.
I know, I'm fucking disgusting. So I said, and make sure I'm going to leave you some food there. Can you make sure you clean the two pots before you go, please,
I'm away
guys?
for a fortnight.
Because I'm going for 2 weeks. Come back and the fucking kitchen was crawling out to attack me.
And in those early days, to raise money for street children, Eagle paid for the first lot of t-shirts out of his own benefit. Because this is who we are and this is what we do. These are the lengths we go to. And Eagle used to go by coach up and down this country with a suitcase dragging behind him.
Sometimes it was 2 suitcases full of Punk Famous merch.
And he'd try and sell t-shirts around the gig.
I did a punk poetry tour over in the States about 11 years ago, and I couldn't fit bugger all my own clothes in, but I managed to sell 25 Punk Famous t-shirts.
And didn't use any money for your holiday. No.
I got looked after big time.
Exactly. So from small beginnings, really, and I'd like to encourage anybody out there who wants to make a difference, to make a difference for anything you care about. It doesn't have to be what we care about, but we're here to say to you, it's good fun. You get good friends out of it. You have a laugh because you've got a common purpose. And if anybody can watch them girls and not think that they're worth supporting, you know, they're just amazing. The fact that they've survived being orphaned, being rejected by people in their community, often sleeping out on the roads with no food in their bellies. And now they sleep on mattresses because of some nutty punk rockers in England.
It's very humbling.
And Alan does great paintings for Rice.
Yeah, paintings for Rice is a brilliant initiative. You sold a handful of paintings now, haven't you?
I have, yeah. It's excuse me, it's art for Rice actually.
Oh,
Art
art for Rice.
That was it.
Forgive one.
Because then it's broader scope. So if there's any artists out there and they want to donate some art, and we're trying to auction them off, we're more than happy to do that for you. And all the money will go to the girls. We don't keep a penny of it. Not a penny. I've sold 4 or 5 paintings now, and the girls have had all the money from it. And it's as simple as that.
We had Andy Smitherman come and do a book review, did a interview, and he donated all his books he made. If you typed in punk as a password, as a code thing into his site, we got all the money as well. And other people have done stuff like that for us. And Tony did that. He set up a big campaign. Tony Stowers, thank you very much for that. And yeah, so that's been good. Chris Allen would have done, but his books, all the money from his book is already going to help a refugee charity anyway, small independent. So.
And we don't object to that either. If you've got a charity and you feel like having some nutters do something, we don't mind.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What happened in that first 55 days? Because I don't remember. Poster, the eclectic virtual ongoing punk fest virtually.
Yeah, I've always come up with catchy titles.
You should try being in a band with him. His lyrics, my God, how many words? It's like, and then he can't fucking remember them, and I have to remind him. Remind him. Sure.
Yeah.
I can't remember what we had. I know some great stuff, and in those early days, we had some really unusual stuff. People just getting up and doing it.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
The young lad doing the signing.
Yeah,
It was fantastic.
what's his name? Oh, bugger! Owen.
Brindley. That was excellent.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that. You know, watching people just doing it as well and not having that kind of, oh, I'm not the best person in the world. Watching people pick the guitar up, mess it up, and then go, oh shit, and start again. And that being okay, because it has to be okay. And it has to be okay not to sound brilliant all the time or look brilliant all the time or to be a bit hungover or still drunk or, you know, this is real life. This isn't pretend life. And if by doing that you can put food in the bellies of homeless kids, then all power to your elbow. So, fair play to them.
So have you got anybody got the posters in front of them? Any details about stuff we had at the beginning?
Right at the beginning?
Yeah.
Give us a sec.
Some highlights type thing.
Because we've got over 600 videos.
Yeah, we can't go through 700 of them, but we're going because didn't we start with a 3-dayer or something?
Yeah. I mean, we started on a Friday and then we went every day. I mean, we went every single day for.
Oh yeah, but the intention was to do 3.
Eagle gets stuck after 2. He's like 1 too many. There you go.
It's a bit like Stonehenge Festival. I remember last time I was there was 83. We was there for 2 weeks and we was leaving, and people were arriving at the festival as we was going.
But I say.
All right. Do you want me to list off some names of things?
Yeah, just a few. See what we.
So we had Rich Kulag and Riot.
Yeah.
I think Ryan come on during the gigs. Fantastic development.
Definitely. Ukulele Bailey.
Yeah, he's still with us, and that's remained.
Exactly. Alistair Murray as well. He played for us last a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
we love Alistair.
It's nearly a month ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Aaron and Lisa.
Oh. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, lovely, tuneful singing.
yeah.
Exactly. Beautiful, beautiful.
And they've had a doggy over lockdown.
Oh,
They've
have
got
they?
a new doggy.
I
Oh.
bet the midwife died a shop.
And he goes out for runs and everything. And he
Mhm.
runs for We Shall Overcome. And every day his
Oh,
miles
wow.
get chalked up to try and make money to keep Pauline Town going in Ashton.
Ah,
So,
Nice.
and if you don't know who Pauline is, check it out.
Yeah.
We Shall Overcome,
Yeah.
Pauline
the
Town.
station
Ashton
hotel in
under
Ashton Line. Get your asses there.
Do you remember an electro set from Duty, aka Hex?
Yeah, which is we're actually doing a set for the first one in about 2.5 years today, which is yes,
Yes.
today we're doing it.
He's getting confused with the today of the recording and the today that you'll be watching.
And the day of tomorrow.
So he has no idea what the day of tomorrow actually means.
Well, I mean, it's quite reminiscent of when we landed up in fucking lockdown, because it was like, it felt like a sci-fi movie, didn't it?
Oh, it was bizarre. It was
Yeah.
so bizarre how all the world leaders were saying we couldn't see this coming. And every single person watching Netflix had seen apocalyptic narrative of things not working. And nobody thought, do you know what? We maybe ought to do something about that. Oh.
All right, some more people from the early days. We had Tall Tales from Marv Gadji.
Oh, yeah.
Word.
We've still got some of those fanzines up on Bandcamp. The Punk Line was combined Gadji fanzines for very little. I just want to plug that because I'm a cackless arsehole.
No, because his wife gets fed up with having stuff everywhere.
We've had Samuel Hornsby.
Oh, that was great.
Cassette Apes.
Yeah, brilliant.
John James Bruce. Poetry from Laura Taylor.
Oh yeah, I was at university with Laura back in the 90s, but I haven't seen her since. So it's nice to have her come and do some poetry for us.
Had stuff from 100,000 Body Bags.
Yes, go on, Wales.
Pixie Sticks. Kurt Flees. Giovanni Baglioli Reyes.
Oh, yeah, he was. He just came forward and asked if we could play for us, and I'd never heard him before. It just fucking blew me a new arsehole.
And really beautiful.
It was beautiful.
He was
brilliant.
the beautiful boy, wasn't he, singing? And I was like that. He was beautiful. Cheered my lockdown up. Made an old lady very happy.
Yeah. Do you remember Beth Parker, poet?
Yeah, so it was great. Yeah, Nottingham lass.
Yeah.
She popped on.
Had a great poem, Gig Fart.
Yeah.
We had some spoken word from someone called Alan Morgan.
Yeah.
Did the Cat in the Hat and the Phoenix Bird.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, no. Hopefully the girls were watching them because they're great.
Yeah, that's what I did them for. I was hoping the girls out in Africa would pick them up.
Oh, brilliant. They were lovely.
We've had Chris Lowry.
Oh, yeah.
It was a long time back.
John Warwick. Yasmin Tarifa, who's actually playing.
Back on Saturday.
Yeah. Tim Holehouse. Stefan Gambrell.
Oh, yeah. That's the poet guy who was homeless quite a bit. He's played a couple of times. It was fucking awesome poetry.
Yeah, absolutely.
They total gritty.
Yeah.
Great.
Gritty. John Crabb.
City Rocker.
Crab City Rocker. He's been there. He played for us a month ago, didn't he? Well,
Yeah, we like John.
I was totally impressed with his last set. It was fucking brilliant.
Yeah. He's just brought out a short album as well on Bandcamp. I played at the penultimate podcast as well. Some really good stuff on that. Yeah. Cool. I'm not even a quarter way through.
No, right, Alex. Have you got one outstanding memory from the last 14 months?
You know what? I mean, I think that one of my favorite memories was just somebody messaging, sending a comment and just saying, thank you so much for doing this. You know, it really touched my heart when someone said, you know, I've been home alone for the last few days, feeling miserable, feeling really negative about what's going on around the world, feeling, you know, alone. And here you are doing something really positive. We're all engaging in it. We're all chatting. We're all commenting. You know, like I feel like somebody's in my living room. You know, somebody's performing right in front of me, and just that. Yeah, it was just really touching. And we had a few.
Alan, have you got one?
A highlight of the year.
Mm.
I have, but it's not a good. It's not a happy one. It's when the government took the generator from McKenney Town.
Cool.
Yeah,
God.
and 30 people were shot dead, and so that's the one that comes to my mind quickest, and that's how real it is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you realise that those lovely little girls who we watch dance and sing and laugh and smile are the ones who are under threat from those guns.
Yeah, their own government. Their own government.
Mm.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, Eagle, have you got one?
Well, no, I'm going to ask Alan if he's got a positive one as well.
Yeah, a positive one. It's the camaraderie. But I've been very fortunate to work behind the scenes in a way, and we've built very close friendships, I think. And like you say, friendships that we've made virtually as well with other people,
Mm.
and that's great. And also the privilege of musicians letting me into their private worlds, into their bedrooms, into their bedrooms, into their front rooms, into their patios, into their conservatories, and playing me a bespoke gig.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Especially when they need a pee. Erin, I really need a pee at the minute.
Yeah, she's nailing down in the park.
all I want to say is I really, really need a pee at the minute.
She said piss, actually.
She did say piss. So, Eagle, have you got one?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm going to let you go first because there's just so much to think through.
Well, I've kind of got two, really, I suppose.
Greedy bastard.
For me, one of the most monumental days was when the girls first got mattresses.
Mm-hmm.
And we spoke to Rashid the next day, and he said the kids were normally up at 6 o'clock, and it was approaching like 11:30 in the morning, and he said they're still in bed. And it just made my life, because anybody who knows me well knows that left to my own devices, I can sleep for 10 to 12 hours non-stop and be perfectly happy. I'm a bit like a cat. I just get warm and snuggle. And the thought of these children having no comfort, which is what sleep gives to me, no comfort of a mattress. And the fact that they were like able to have that comfort was almost like being able to put your arms around them.
Yeah.
So it made, that made a massive difference to me. Another highlight has been the meals. I mean, most of you know that I missed quite a lot of what was going on, partly because real life has to carry on as well.
Being vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Hannah,
check out Be Vegan. Buy some stuff from her because she's...
Especially if you're in Nottingham, she's something else.
Yeah.
And she just got a house. Yay, Hannah. But Hannah, all the way through every single month on the gal shows, has cooked a meal at her own expense. Once I think we did 100 people.
I think it was 120 at one point.
Mainly we do about 50. But Hannah can be flexible within that. She pays for all of the delivery cartons that they go in. And she just she is amazing. I've asked her to marry me and she said no. So it's sad, but I'll cope. And lastly, I think the most important thing to me was watching Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly and Cosmic Slop have just done something during lockdown. They've done something because watching Kelly and Tyler has like been marvelous. Watching the relationships, it's like Alan said, it's like having a view into people's real life, because watching Kelly talk to Tyler and stuff and that family dynamic, and it's just brilliant, really. It's brilliant.
And for me, the best thing for me was, I think, but it's worked on all the levels which I always see punk families working on. You know, the helping the street kids and the orphanage, but the community, youngsters getting involved in the scene, the support, and
Broken wires.
Yeah, broken wires, and then right up to somebody like Ken from Ferocious Dog, who jumped at every chance of performing for us, and it's like doesn't need to get his talent out there. His band's pretty much made it, but he's there supporting and gigging alongside somebody who's just started and keeping it real. And it's like, and Joe Solo and lots of people who, right, and then you got people you've never heard of that can blow you away as well. And for me, that's always a buzz from the DIY punk scene. Seeing somebody you've never seen before blow you away, and there's been lots of those moments, I think.
Yeah.
I think one of the things lockdown proved is that on many levels Boris is wrong. A lot of the government were like almost dismissing the music scene and almost dismissing what people spend their time and their life and their energy and their love in doing. And I think what it evidenced was Joe Solo brought out a track in lockdown, and it talks about smashing up all the guitars and shutting down all the bars, which is effectively what happened without the smashing. And the song goes on to say, the music will never die. And I think what happened is people like Red Ken, you can take his guitar away from him, but he will always find a tune, be it with his hands on a stone or on a rock, and he'll always find a song to sing. And I think the music proved that it will live longer than Boris Johnson. And like people are out there and they do care, and in solidarity they walk together.
And music is part of people's being, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like there's always a rhythm, and there's a rhythm to life, isn't there? I mean, I think there's a Beatles manager who said about, I think everything in nature breaks down to. Anyway,
you know what you meant.
I know what I mean.
It
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
What matters though is that we continue this solidarity and that we continue to work together for the girls. So going forward, yes, we can't continue to run all day gigs and 12-hour gigs indefinitely online, because that's not feasible and it's not what we want to do anyway, because we're up close and personal kind of people. 3 of us are in bands currently, and we'll be back doing that and annoying you somewhere near you soon. And also Eagle and I commit to doing 2 gigs a month, one in Sheffield and one in Nottingham, and it is hope we'll return to that. So if you are in any bands or you're any of the performers who perform for us, send us a message, because I'm sure Eagle will start to cobble together something for next year, when Eagle will be 60 years old. 60 years old. So we'll be trying to do that as well. The girls are going to continue doing their cultural dances and their poetry performances, and they will go out every time that Gal is scheduled to go out anyway at the beginning of the month. So that will continue. The donations line will remain open, and we're hoping to get one of those plastic things where it can read your card and send money straight to that anyway.
And obviously the merch is still going to be up and stuff, and we will be still doing online stuff. It's going to be on a smaller scale, and hopefully there'll be a lot more live stuff which we can actually put up online as well. So if you can't get to our gigs, you can still watch it.
Yeah.
Which will be beautiful, won't it?
It will.
Absolutely.
And then and yeah, obviously we always need raffle prizes.
Mhm.
So I'm on a fucking scrounge again.
And any artists get in touch? If
Yeah,
you're...
artists, anything you could offer to help us build an orphanage, you know, we're more than grateful.
73 children sleep in 3 rooms. Yes, they've got
At the
mattresses
moment.
at the moment. But yes, when you go to bed tonight, just imagine those little bodies lying next to each other. And yeah, they've got blankets because of you guys, and that's amazing, and mattresses. But wouldn't it be lovely that they could sleep like a starfish, like Eagle? It'd be nice for once just to be able to sleep like a starfish.
And
So
they've
come
got
on,
bigger
let's build an orphanage.
Yeah, and they got bigger plans, haven't they? Because they want to continue with the agriculture.
Yep.
Because not only providing them with some food, it provides them with a bit of income as well, and helps
And work for the village.
employment for the local area. Yeah, so it's quite a concern, and to take more children in. You know, in the future, or at least feed more, because they still have children knocking on their door wanting some room, and unfortunately at the moment there isn't any. So hoping to work with Hope Orphanage to make that a bit different. Yeah.
And I've always said it because when Joe Strummer in 1984 stood up on the stage in Brixton Academy and said, "We are the class," meaning everybody, I thought, "Well, pretentious cunt." But when I say we are punk for homeless, I mean it. You know, we're not precious about people doing anything. You just be in touch with us. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah,
let's build an orphanage.
Definitely. Well, last year was meant to be the 10th anniversary, and we had a string of gigs organised around UK, and I think I did one. You did a couple.
Yeah,
we got 2 in.
We got Nottingham with Sheffield. You got the Bird's Nest, didn't you?
Yeah,
we did make a lot of money though, because it was the birthday bash and the Christmas bashers, so we made quite a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
I did have a drink that night for a change.
And don't forget, however much we raise, and however much the total looks like, just divide it by 73.
Well, I mean,
and then work out how much it is per child.
But I mean, you can't say that about street kids.
No.
Yeah, because you can divide it by
100
million, you know. But we can help. We can do what we do, and that spreads, and that love spreads. And my dream is that one day there'll be a world without street kids, because we're all fucking looking after them.
No kid deserves to sleep on the street.
Well, nobody deserves to sleep on the street.
But
well, you do, but
what?
You fart in bed.
Go away, you fool.
He wants a starfish, so
he's got one. It's a chocolate starfish. Go away.
You have it in bed.
You do know what a chocolate starfish is, don't you, Alex?
Oh.
So yes, I do have it in bed.
He takes it everywhere with him. It's where he keeps his brain.
It's fucking degenerated again, boy. It's all your fault.
So, not a raffle.
No.
But just a review of the year.
But there will be a raffle later.
There will indeed. So we'll see you again later. All right then, guys. Hopefully we'll have had a wash and changed our clothes.
And make sure you check out the YouTube channel. We can't remember everything because we're old bastards, but it's fucking awesome stuff up there.
He couldn't know what he had for dinner an hour ago.
I do. I had
nope.
rice, curry, and vegetable.
And no chicken balls.
No chicken balls for me.
So goodbye, everybody, for now.
Yeah.
But
enjoy today's gig, and thanks for all of your support and generosity and love and performance.
And thanks everybody for playing today as well.
Yeah.
Let's have a fucking party.
Raise the roof. Go on, guys.
Because we got you, Vivian, to look forward to from the Meagle tribe coming up later.
Keith Peace,
yeah,
Bitter, Road Killer, Laura Gravel, Cress, Crown Dion, Eagle Spitz Hex,
a very rare appearance.
You can have a bath in that bit.
The Woodsman and the Cars
Oh.
that Ate Paris.
Wow. Loving the cars. They've been amazing. During lockdown, Cars That Ate Paris have also been amazing, haven't they?
Yeah.
The videos, and, you know, even though they had technical difficulties and could never film live, the work Rob put in on them videos was something else.
Yeah.
You know, the moving psychedelia and stuff was just brilliant.
Yeah, right.
You know,
But everybody's gone the extra mile, haven't they? And it's been fucking awesome. And yeah, we are solidarity, we are family, and that includes a little one.
And we
no matter where
we
they
do
are.
dislike a lot of the artists though, because we have earworms for weeks, not days, weeks. At the moment, it's just Silk. So we kind of look at each other and go, "Oh no, I've got Jess in my head."
And what's it? I had yogurt weavers in my head for a long time, and
They'd have a lot
flop.
of weaving, wouldn't they?
yeah, we did.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many catchy tunes. And Erin, she goes round in my head a lot. There's yeah, check out these people's stuff on Bandcamp and everything as well. Yeah, chuck them some pennies if you can.
They're marvellous people.
They all deserve to be able to eat as well.
So are we all loving up now?
Yes.
We're loved up.
Excellent.
Thank you, world. Now fuck off. No, thank you. Bye bye.
Goodbye, cruel world.
That was a name of a Elvis Costello album.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Stony Garden. Hey, bye. Get your tits out. Hey.